So that is the Bob Leaper Orchestra and High Wire, which is also known to some as a theme tune for a radio programme back in the dark ages featuring Marc Riley and myself, and to more it's known as a theme to Danger Man. I am definitely Marc Riley, and I am thrilled to say in Studio SL3 we've got Robert Forster. Hello, mate.
How are you, Mark?
I'm fine, thanks, pal. Yeah, how are you keeping?
Good. I actually saw when you were playing that song, you were like on the monitor. I can see that you were playing drums, or air drums. Can you play drums?
I can play air drums.
Have you ever been behind a kit and done a gig?
A little bit, but I struggle to keep time. I can play a lot of things badly, and that, believe you me, isn't me being modest. Right. I just never really mastered any instrument, so jack of all trades definitely covers me.
Okay. But it looked great, like you were in time and you know, the ride cymbal, everything was...
You couldn't see me bass drum, though, could you? That's where it fell apart, mate.
Right, okay. Okay.
And if you're trying to get me to play drums for you, then you've got another thing coming.
Well, there is a drum kit here in the corner.
Yeah, I would spoil everything I touch, mate, believe you me.
Okay.
So, normally at this point in time, we say introduce the band. Would you like to introduce your son, please?
Yes, on guitar, and he's going to play a song also on bass, is Lewis Forster.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks, pal. And just a delight to see both of you. And, of course, we go back away also with the Goon Sax. But you've had a pig of a day, which I could probably think of a better way of putting it. But you played last night in the Straven Hotel, didn't you?
No, sorry. Last night was at the Mash House in Edinburgh, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Right.
I haven't played Edinburgh since the early 90s, and it was wonderful. And then we were coming from Edinburgh down to York, and we're going to change trains. We're travelling by train, right. Lewis and I. And so, with our gear and suitcases. And so the 10:30 train from Edinburgh to York got cancelled. And then, so the 11 o'clock train was doubly booked. There was all reservations were thrown out the window. And so Lewis and I spent 2 hours standing or sitting in front of the toilets from Edinburgh to York, and then we missed our connection. The train, you know, like besides being packed, was late, then getting into York. And then from York, we got a very slow train to Manchester, and we got here just in time. So it was a big eventful day, but we got here. You got here. That's all that matters, you know. And it is reminiscent of planes, trains and automobiles, but this would be quite simply trains, which isn't quite as exciting, but, you know. No, it's very unexciting, actually, because it was, you know, as you said, a pig of a day, but we've got it behind us. Tomorrow we wake up and we go back to York to play in York, and so it looks like it's about an hour and a half. It's direct. So tomorrow's looking a lot better. Yeah, do you know, I always say that you can tell how much your agent likes you by the route that they take you on a tour. And I'm going to say no more than that. And Lucky York has experienced you twice. Okay, so we'll have a proper conversation, I promise you, in a short while. But you're going to do a song for us now. So what are you both going to do for us? We're going to do Always, which is the song that we've been starting our shows with. Brilliant. Okay, Robert Forster, live in session. Thank you. I've been thinking about you always. I've been thinking about you always. At the edge of financial ruin, always. Interested in what other people are doing, always. And the moon and the stars and the moon and the stars and stars and stars and stars. Woo! Darkness comes at night, always. The birds are in flight, always. Time moves in one direction, always. there's been a breakdown at the intersection out on Highway 5. And the moon, yeah, and the stars. And the moon, and the stars, and stars, and stars, and stars, and the light. Yeah, well, it shines. And the light, yeah, well, it shines. Always, 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 always. Time moves in one direction. There's been a breakdown at the intersection. Always, yeah, always.
Yeah, just fabulous. Robert Forster, Louis Forster, live in session with Always, and we'll be back to Studio SO3 in around about a quarter of an hour for 2 more tunes and a chat. Thank you, that was brilliant.
Thank
Cheers,
you, Mark.
Mark.
Much appreciated. Okay, what have